guys, it's Karen here. I hope you're all well. I'm here with a little crafting video for you to make one of these little guys. These are sock bunnies. So they're made using a single sock. They're very easy to do, and I'll show you what you need to make one. There's no sewing involved, so most people with a little bit of help should be able to make these no problem at all. So if you're up for it, here goes. So things we need, let's move these wee guys out of the way. Things we need are a roll of sellotape, pair of scissors, some string, your sock, and believe it or not, some rice. The rice is what we use to fill the sock with to give the bunny its weight. So I'm going to put the camera down so that you can see everything again that we need. Here we are. So sellotape, scissors, we don't need sequins, string, and some rice, and a jug to pour the rice in would be good. So any single sock will do. The shorter socks are slightly better, okay, rather than long socks. And if they're fluffy, then they make nice, cosy, soft bunnies. So you get any old fluffy socks, but really anything will do. You get some lovely patterns. You get all different sorts of ones. Any of these type of socks are great. The only ones you want to avoid are things that are really thick socks, like with a little anti-slip dots and things on them. They don't work very well. So something that's a bit thinner, like a normal sock, is great. So first thing you do is you get your sock and you put the roll of sellotape through the sock. So there's the toe of the sock and there's the heel of the sock. So you want the sellotape round about where the ankle would be of the sock. And what you do is you roll the sellotape over the top, like that. And that makes a nice, easy space to be able to fill up with the rice. So then what we do is we then fill the sock with the rice. So now we need to fill it quite full. So we want it right up to just under where the sellotape is. So it takes quite a lot of rice to do that. So I'll get more rice out of my bag here. There we go. The jug. There we go. So I'm going to pour it in again. See what I'm doing there? Okay, so I'm almost up to under the sellotape, almost. So I need to keep going. So I think I'm going to need, gosh, I'm going to need another jug of rice. Off we go again. Now, if you haven't got rice, you could use lentils. They work well too. Or chickpeas or anything like that. Something a bit smaller, probably like lentils or rice would be the ideal thing. There we go. So I'm nearly there. So I'm nearly there. So I've actually managed to fill right up to under where the sellotape roll is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sellotape roll out. I've taken the sellotape roll out now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly tie that just to keep it together. And you could use an elastic band for this. Just very quickly. Tie something round it so that the rice doesn't all fall everywhere. And we'll just tie it in a bow so that we can undo it quickly again later on. Okay, so that gives you your shape that's going to be the bunny. Now what you're looking for is the heel of the sock, and the heel of the sock is going to become the bunny's head. All right, so that's going to be the bunny's head there, and this is going to be his little neck, and the top part of the sock is going to be his ears. So what we're going to do is we're going to roughly guess where all the rice is and make sure that the rice is sitting nicely into where the heel of the sock is. If I turn it to the side, you can see there where the heel of the sock is. You can see the bunny's nose and then down into his tummy. Okay, so when we've got that where we want it, what we're going to do is we're going to tie a piece of string around it. I say you could use wool, that would be fine. Anything that ties it nice and tight. You could even use an elastic band. So I'm just twisting it around a few times. Make sure it's nice and tight. So you see you've got a nice fat tummy and a nice bunny head there. So you can play around, you can give him a slimmer tummy and a bigger head, or a bigger tummy and a smaller head. You can play around with it, whatever you want. But a nice tight knot in the back there, make sure it doesn't come undone. Okay, and then we're going to concentrate on his ears. So if I turn him to the side, you can see there's his little nose, his face. Okay, so we turn round to the front again. And what we're going to do is undo that bow that we did earlier. There we go. And we're going to tighten it up so it's really nice and firm, and that gives him his lovely bunny head. Okay, and then we go round again with our string. So you might need a little bit of help just to tie the string round and to keep it nice and tight. So the important thing is to keep it nice and compact and tight. We don't want it too floppy, otherwise he won't sit up properly. He'll just fall over and be half asleep most of the time. There we go. We'll just cut those threads away. So that leaves us with a little bit at the top. If I move him closer, further away, there we go. Little bit at the top there. There we are. Okay, so this bit's going to become the ears. So what we're going to do is, we're going to shape the bunny ears. So what we want to do is, we want to cut them into half. So you need to find where the half is. So spread it out the top of your sock, and you can roughly guess where half is. And I'm going to cut down with my scissors. I'm going to cut right down to the bottom there, where it reaches the string. Okay. There we go. And hopefully you haven't got too many bits of rice escaping. There's a few little bits there, that's fine. Okay, so if I turn that back up again, you can see he's starting to get his floppy ears. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to shape them so that they look more like ear shapes at the bottom. So what we're going to do is, because at the minute you can see they're square, so we need to shape them and make them into points. So I'm just going to shape them there. That's one bit of it. And there's the other bit. So we need a nice bunny shaped point. You see that? Yeah, nice bunny shaped point on his ears. And we want, if we can, to get the other one to match. Even fold it in half and do it, that might be easier. There we go. There we are. So you can see him there. So I put the camera back up. It's easier to see. There we go. So, where is he? That's his little head at the front there. There you go. And there's his two floppy ears. Doesn't he look sweet? Now, obviously we need to think about his face. So what we use is a permanent marker. I forgot to say that at the beginning actually. We need a permanent marker. So what you're going to do is you're going to give him two little eyes. So let's give him two eyes. So a big black permanent marker is a really good thing, but if you haven't got that, you could always use black paper and cut it into two circles. There's his two little eyes. Okay, and then we're going to give him a little bunny nose. So a bunny nose is just a cross. Like that. Okay, so it's really, really easy to do. Now to finish him off, we've got a bit of ribbon. Let me tie round. This is a little bit of Easter ribbon I had left over, but you could always cut a scrap of fabric if you've got it into a strip and tie it. Here we go. There we go. And there's your Easter bunny. Now, if you want a little bobby tail underneath, some of the little pieces that you've got left over, you can glue together and you can stick on the back. Now that can be a bit tricky, but you can tie them. Sometimes if you've got long enough pieces, you can tie them up into a little bundle, which makes a really nice bobby tail. Get a little bit of glue and stick it on to the back to make his little tail at the back. Okay, I haven't got a big strap today, but sometimes there's bigger pieces left that you can use. But it doesn't matter if you haven't. But doesn't he look cute? There you go. So that's how you make a sock bunny. So why don't you have a go? You can have floppy ears, or you can have ears that go up like that. So it's up to you what you want to do. So why don't you make some sock bunnies and send them in, send your pictures in, and we can see what yours look like. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed it. Bye.